Alright, let me break this play down for you guys. So right now I'm defending on Pariso. I have my Ashe there, critical, my Orisa, my entire team's here, Moira, and I think there's a Sojourn to my left. So we're healing the Ashe out. We lose her, so at this moment I immediately am going to my right, checking to see if I have cover. That way, should they push out because they got a pick, I will already be in a safe position for when they push the Orisa. What is? My Orisa's starting to get low here. And so I know that we need to throw the nade, otherwise she will never survive on this. She's probably has abilities for herself too. So she's probably going to fortify and use her spear ability, to keep her alive. But we need to help out too, and so I'm going to throw a nade here. And my Moira is going to probably throw a ball too, because we need to dump all the resource in order for us to actually win this fight and keep my tank alive. As soon as I see that this window came up, I am now thinking, oh shoot, I need to get to cover, but also my Orisa needs to stay alive. And there's a mass amount of people that are going to come right through this window, because everyone loves shooting through a BAP window. So I'm going to shoot my sleep dart, hoping to sleep someone. And as I'm doing this, I'm thinking, get out of the way, rotate out.
Fall back.
I put the BAP to sleep. So now that I've rotated out, I can only see my Orisa. This is good. This means I'm not getting shot at. I'm not the priority target. And as soon as they are, I'm already thinking about where I'm going to next. So the next plan of rotation is going left around the other corner. So as soon as they peek this corner, I'll still see my Orisa when they round the next corner. And we'll hopefully have a full team by then.
It's go time.
Oh my god, he's over the box.
I managed to round a third corner here when the Genji dives on me, and Bob is already being sent in. I now just need to survive, wait for my passive to kick in, and hopefully by that time, I'll be able to pop back out and get some more hits.
Good Bob. Great Bob. Right on point.
I slept the Genji. Now that I slept the Genji, I know I couldn't have gotten over to actually kill him myself. So instead, I'm going to rotate up to my Sojourn. Hopefully she either knows he's there, or the Genji might not dive me alone because I have a damage next to me. Brandon, set the Genji up on bridge with you.
Restricted airspace.
Sorry, I was going back. It's fine. We're fine. And now I'm rotating to a better position than before. So in this next fight, my team is a little skip daggered. We're still coming back from spawn and my Orisa's overextended. So I'm thinking, oh shoot, I gotta keep my Orisa up. Gotta try to keep her in the fight as long as possible. I'm still in a safe position, even though there is a hog right here. There is no other damaged players shooting at me. So I'm going to try and rotate over and keep her alive. Get me, you woke up the hog. As soon as she goes down, I know my Sojourn's to my left. My other two are coming back from spawn. So now I need to just go to a safe position, and hopefully we can stall out point for this Orisa to actually get back. I'm trying to help my defender. I'm also trying to pressure the Genji, because if he gets weak enough, I know for sure he's not going to come up here and contest me and the Sojourn. New bomb, and you're shooting hogs out here. I thought that the hog overextended there, so I decided to shoot him and throw a nade. That's going to back him off of my other damage for now, because hog wouldn't want to overextend too much into actually my other support down here. Genji popped his ult, and I didn't know where he was going to go. My sleep is coming back in 2 seconds, and so with that coming back in 2 seconds, I'm now going to keep an eye on the Genji just to make sure I know where he's going. He ends up dashing in there. So there's 2 routes that he can either come out of. He can either go this way. If he goes this way, I'm probably safe because this takes probably a 2-second rotation and blade only lasts for 6 seconds. If he goes back this way, I'm probably screwed. So I'm going to sleep here because I know that if he did come back this way, there's a chance he probably would get slept and then the nano blade would be over. My team's still trying to regroup. I'm still trying to look out and scout where everyone is at this time. And I still have time to get actually 2 point to stall it. But I'm going to take as much time as possible to actually get there and try to keep other people alive before I have to touch point.
you. Of course, Hog killed me. Motherfuck. That's point.
So now I'm on point. As soon as they drop Kiriko ultimate, so that's actually good for us. And now I'm going to stall point. I'm going to try and stay hidden as much as possible. Obviously, Whole Hog and Kiriko all together will just delete me. So we're just going to try and stay on the back end of point. Stay as long as possible. Still have 5 seconds to sleep. Once I get that sleep, I'm going to probably sleep one of the damage or try to hit at least one of them so I have one less person shooting at me. And hopefully that will buy us enough time for them to actually get a recontest.
They don't see you. Use it. We're about to get Bob.
So there, as soon as my Orisa was getting to point, I was trying to look for a way to rotate out. Unfortunately, the Hog ended up finding me and hooking me before then. We ended up buying enough time for my team to actually get to point, which is really good. And they actually might have turned this. There was probably just a couple misplays there. But this was also good because they eventually had to drop a high noon. So that was 2 ultimates they invested in just trying to capture this point. And it's overtime, which means they're probably not going to get those ultimates for the rest of this game.
I got it. Oh my god, they were all 1 HP.
Damn, that sucks.
I can't.
And then there, I'm just trying to touch point as much as possible, again, just to stall it out. And I knew I wasn't going to make it out alive, so it's better to die quick than to die slow.
I believe we lost that.
And in this play, we just came out of spawn, and I'm trying to keep out of enemy sightlines as long as possible. And I'm probably going to rotate my way down here. I know that they have little sightlines here because their rotation out is actually up top left here. And so if I rotate over here, they're not going to rotate over here. At least they shouldn't be, because then my Sigma will then just walk on them.
And quick play, and 3 guys hit on the beach, and I hit him from high.
Alright, so now I'm kind of like standing and hovering around this position, waiting on where my Sigmas end up going to go and kind of following his lead. I know the Sojourn's low, so I'm kind of worried about there, but my Moira ends up going up there and healing her anyways.
Dead.
Oh, makes sense.
Or my Mercy, rather. Because my Sigma rounded that corner and started drawing aggression, I know that they were open for maybe a potential sleep coming through here, so I'm going to peek over and throw a sleep. They're not going to land enough shots on me to actually kill me. I don't get my sleep, so I'm just going to rotate back out to a safer position. I know my Sigma's right there, so if they do end up pushing me, my Sigma can get right on top of them.
They don't have a mercy, so they can't res anything.
At this moment, I was wondering, what do I do once I got hit by the disrupting grenade? But over here, this is unaffected, and so I knew as soon as I jump here, they're going to have to push into this hallway in order to get me, which my Sigma's also pushing up with them. So I'm going to just chill here and let my secondary passive just do the work and heal me back up to full. I'm wondering where my Mercy is too, but she's up here with our damage heroes, and I don't need her to actually heal me up if they're not going to push in. And my Sigma's right here, so I know that they can't push in without my Sigma at least providing some kind of pressure on them.
Passive going.
Now that I'm above half health, I'm going to be able to do some jiggle peeks back out. I know that my Mercy has these two already handled since the Ashe is also in a safe position. So if need be, the Ashe can wait while the Mercy heals her up and then they swap. And I'm just going to focus on mainly healing my Sigma here.
I'm gonna wait for you to be fully good before you do that again.
Alright, so based on what I just noticed, their entire team is basically sitting right here. Which would make sense too, because my Ashe is here looking, you know, with sightlines over everywhere else on this map. And she's looking down here, which tells me basically that their whole team is down here. So I'm looking for a potential nade, maybe around this corner that might splash into them. But in order for that to happen, I need to wait for the Zarya bubble. So my sleep went through and I got a hit marker for it. So that tells me that one bubble was already used. So now I'm just waiting on a second bubble. My Sigma just used a rock and Zarya bubbled that one. So now I know that we're good to throw my nade once I see an opportunity. I end up nading, but I only get the Cassidy on it. and they just got a pick. So now it's a 4v5, and we need to get out of here. And Sigma's discorded, so I need to back up.
Purple? Can't res that. You're too far in the open.
Yeah,
I'm still staying in this cubby because not many people like rotating through this cubby, especially with Sigma splash damage.
take a different angle.
I'm also rotating out, so I can either rotate around here close, or I can go far over. If I end up going close, they're probably all going to round this corner anyways and push into me, so I'm going to do the far run over here, because that will give me a little more cover using this wall as protection too. Here I sleep a Sojourn, and I know I got to heal myself up, but also potentially get some damage on the Sojourn, and maybe we can get a kill with it, especially because my Sigma is still up. And this would actually turn the fight from a 4v5 now to a 3v4. I can't leave my Sigma alone here, so I go to my safe position now, and now I'm just healing him up, making sure that he stays alive. I see that this Zarya is getting low, which is good for us, but I can't turn her to her just yet because she still has both of her supports with her. So I need to focus on my Sigma and just keep him alive, and maybe drain some more resource from Zarya the more Sigma pressures her.
Wait, we just did push it.
My Sigma ends up going down, and the Zarya starts staring at me, so I know I need to go to another safe position, and I know that most of their team was on this right side over here, so I'm going to use the pillar that I'm right next to and rotate around, hopefully buying myself some time to get my cooldowns back.
We have 2 long range.
So I just got back, and I have nade. I'm at 129 health right now, so I'm probably just going to look down and nade myself, and hopefully that will buy me time to either get out or get a pick.
Yes.
So as soon as I threw a nade down, I hear that they're saying Zarya dies, so I know Zarya is 1 health. Zarya is probably going to die, and I just naded and got the Sojourn to this much health. That's probably 2 Ana shots, and she just used her ability to get herself out, essentially. So I can maybe peek this corner now, especially with my Mercy pocket, and I might be able to pick this Sojourn. I just saw that the Zarya got dead on the kill feed too, which means that I definitely can go aggressive because they now have no tank that's fully charged to shoot at me, and one of their damage is already fleeing the fight.
The Sojourn.
So I get the kill, and now I know that we have spawn advantage, so we are now just going to push in, and I might be able to fully cap because of it.
Okay, that's 2. I need help.
I got you. Alright, push down, go.
Making sure to look back and heal my team with it too.
Top left, straight. Yep.
Alright, so now it's just the supports left. So I can get very aggressive. I'm already throwing a nade. Maybe that's going to pressure the Zen off even more and help me land 2 other shots, because a nade and 2 shots just gets a kill. And then I'm still playing, I'm not dropping yet because I can still get picked. So I'm still going to play this high ground and just wait for the supports to get dead before I actually end up moving to point. Especially because I don't see anyone else standing on point.
That's purple. That's 1.
Now for this play, we just capped the point, and I'm looking up at my team, basically, and making sure that they're all fully healed for this fight. I'm going to be the one primarily pushing cart because my Sigma needs to create the space, my Sojourn needs to take an off angle, my Ashe also probably should be taking an off angle like high ground here, or following the Sojourn. So I'm going to be the one mainly pushing cart and using the cart as cover. These guys both get critical, so I want to make sure that we're both still alive in the fight. Best way to heal 2 people at once is use Ana's nade, because you're able to hit them both with the splash and then burst up the Sigma with shots. I saw that there was a sticky on the Sojourn, so I made sure to scope in and start healing her as soon as possible, because you don't want her to get bursted down by Cassidy so quick. My Ashe is dead, so now I need to start backing up and be careful of the Sojourn that just took her out. So I'm going to be mainly using this as cover and not expose myself to the enemy too much, only have my Sigma in sight. I saw that the Zarya was a little exposed in a crowded hallway between a payload and a wall, so this was an easy spot for me to potentially hit a sleep. Once I hit the sleep, I know that she's a Zarya, so if I nade her here, she probably will just stand up and bubble, and it won't be much value. So instead, I'm going to wait a bit and wait for my Sigma to actually do the calls. I also have Nano here, so as soon as she uses the first bubble, I can probably Nano my Sigma, and he can probably force a second bubble, and then we can start looking for where to use my nade. So yep, there's the first bubble.
You gotta get a hit up with your own bubble.
I nade him to push in further. He ends up rocking her. And because she didn't block the rock with another bubble, I knew it was probably time to land my nade. I see an immortality field too, and he's flying. So I know that I need to shoot this down so that all of these kills can actually be confirmed. I also see this high noon here, so I know I need to be rotating myself to cover. Now I can either go left or right in this case. I end up going left. And now that the immortality field's gone, they all got slammed down and Bob's going in. This is basically just a cleanup of a team fight.